So I'm on my lunch break at work, and as you know from my last video, I was doing I'm getting into the whole baby reindeer thing. My guys, the more I research on this, like Netflix and Piers Morgan or all of mainstream media, they're all, woo! Girl, what are you doing? I need one of those stands. Oh, my phone is hot. Welcome to Florida. They're all kind of like covering, they're like, there's no history of her getting arrested. There's no record of this. What if he's all lying? And they're leaving too much of a foothold for her to grasp on. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm fully convinced that homegirl is in the comments section of a lot of YouTubers now. And she's made a whole bunch of sock puppet accounts, and she's trying to basically say a bunch of stuff to derail people and say, oh, well, you know, I went to high school with Richard, and did you know he kicks puppies and all this other bullshit. So there's all these anonymous accounts popping up saying weird stuff in comments now, and it's a little sus, because a lot of them kind of seem to be her, because they write like 60 paragraphs about how he was homophobic and he did this wrong and he did that wrong and da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, the only person who's going to hate this guy this much and be anonymous about it is probably her, because nobody else probably cares even this much. Or if they do have a problem with him, maybe they'll show their face and say, yeah, I did this, and I knew this guy and he did da-da-da-da. And that would give her more credibility to her claims on the Piers Morgan interview of him being some kind of like, butterfly! It's a yellow butterfly and an orange butterfly. Anyway, so because of that, I'm getting even more intrigued. I was on Reddit and I looked up a little bit more stuff. Apparently there was this lady, this part of the Netflix show is true. There is this lady by the name of Laura Ray, and she's in charge of some law firm somewhere, and she was stalked and harassed by Fiona because she gave her she was a trainee for a week at the law firm. She was going to work with her. And she got stalked by her. And then Fiona filed a false police report that Laura Ray was abusing her child in a car seat. She had a little boy, and she basically said that, you know, she put in a report about it. But because of that, Laura Ray had to go to some legal thing, and she had to defend herself. And she's kind of traumatized from that. Now, I feel bad for Laura Ray, but at the same time, if you've ever been on the internet, man, that's par for the course. Do you remember what Janet from the whole mortician bullshit thing did, where she filed false police reports against Caffeinated Kitty and was doing wellness checks? This is par for the course, man. This is like internet stalking 101, to file false police reports and everything like that. What Fiona doesn't realize, though, is you're leaving a bit of a paper trail, and people are going to know that you did that. That's exactly what Jeanette Braun did when she called 911 and lied about Caffeinated Kitty, saying that she was going to kill herself and you have to do a wellness check. She did that to intimidate, but the whole thing was recorded on a 911 call. So Fiona's trying all her old tricks, but they're old tricks. The internet is new now. You got to up the ante with your trolling. You got to get expensive software that costs like $10,000 with AI in it that can make an AI video that looks like this, that, and the other. You heard about the teacher? There was some teacher who got fired from a job, so he made an AI recording of his ex-boss making all these racial slurs and is now in prison for falsifying and perjuring himself. He made an AI saying the N-word and everything, an AI recording of this guy, his ex-boss, saying all these things he didn't say, using the guy's voice. So nowadays, if you want to troll somebody and stalk somebody, you got to have like way better technology. You got to have AI. You got to have some sort of software that does like spam sock puppet accounts that'll come and you program them at a specific time because you don't want the algorithm to find that you're using a bot, because then your IP and everything's going to get banned. You're going to get banned. You know what I mean? You got to be like a freaking brainiac hacker to get away with this shit. Fiona, you ain't gonna do it. You can't afford a cup of tea. You can't afford a cup of tea. You're not going to sue Netflix, all right? If Johnny Depp couldn't win his case against the Sun with recordings and all sorts of evidence against Amber Heard, and his $1 million, his endless bank account where he can just fucking buy the best lawyer on the planet, you know, and he lost his defamation case, all right? If he can't do it, you can't do it, because all the evidence looks like you are the one who's the stalker. That's just the way it is. But she's just kind of full of hot air, you know? She's just saying a bunch of shit. But I'm fascinated because the Laura Ray story, I mean, what she did to the Richard Gadd dude was pretty shitty. But what she did to that mother, taking care of her baby, Fiona, you opened up a whole can of worms. You better not start making more noise, because the internet is going to dig more. And I guarantee you, they're going to find more stuff. They're going to find more stuff with the technology they got today. And you're just going to embarrass yourself. Or maybe even incriminate yourself in a crime or some other shit and end up behind bars. Girl, sit down. If you don't like the Netflix series, just cancel your subscription to Netflix, change your name again, and have a cappuccino if you can afford it.